Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be counting down the top 4 Nephilim regular Rift farming builds, in my opinion, from 4 to 1, so let's get into it. Okay, first off, a couple of things. These are just my opinions, and if you disagree, make sure and let me know down in the comments. I would love to hear what you think. Second of all, let's define what makes a good regular Rift build, and when I say regular Rifts, I'm talking about these Nephilim Rifts, the ones that are free that you don't need a keystone. So number 1 is speed. If you're not killing an elite pack in less than 3 seconds, it's time to lower the difficulty. The number 1 determining factor for a good rifting build is speed, mobility. And secondly, can that build use sages? Sages is a set that you craft at the blacksmith, and it drops you 1 extra death breath every time you kill an elite pack, basically. So that is awesome because, in my opinion, Death Breath are probably the most valuable resource in the game during a season. It helps you upgrade rares to legendaries to farm certain legendaries you need, and you can build characters from scratch if you have enough Death Breath. So when I'm looking at a good, regular Rift farming build, I'm looking for speed and Sage set farming to get those extra Death Breaths. So that's first off the criteria. So at number 4, I was going to originally do my top 3, but I couldn't figure out which build to keep at 3, so I'm doing 4, and I'm going to include Multishot Demon Hunter as number 4, which is this character I have here. Now, the Multishot Demon Hunter is awesome because it has really good AoE damage. It's really good toughness. You can wear the gold wrap and kill a ton of gold all over the screen. You vault, kill everything, vault, kill everything. It's not dependent on NGM, so you don't have to worry about, killing an elite pack constantly because it's not dependent on that. So that's a big plus for the Demon Hunter multi-shot build, and the AoE damage is a big plus for it. It's pretty easy to gear, pretty easy to play, so I didn't really want to make a list and not include the multi-shot Demon Hunter. And in case you're curious about the build, it revolves around the 6-piece Unhallowed Essence set and a Yang's recurve as a weapon with the Dead Man Legacy quiver. That's kind of like the main staples. And you can kind of interchange your, rings. You can use focus and restraint, but I don't like to have to constantly stop and left click to proc that. So I just run Convention of Elements and Stone of Jordan so I can just run around and multi-shot. I don't have to worry about keeping my focus and restraint stats. You can also have a Hellfire Amulet, and you also need a Dawn in the cube. And then after that, you can kind of fill in with what you want for speed farming. So with all that being said, let's get into number 3. At number 3, I'm going to put the Explosive Blast Wand of Woe Wizard. And, I debated on which one was better between the Wand of Woe Wizard and the Multi-Shot Demon Hunter. But I ultimately went with the Wizard because I think the ceiling is a little bit higher. The floor is definitely higher with the Multi-Shot Demon Hunter. It's much easier to get the Demon Hunter to a place where it can farm extremely efficiently. To get a Sage Wizard, Wand of Woe Wizard, to farm efficiently is a lot tougher. You need to get a lot better gear and a lot better damage because, when you're trying to get the NGM stack off that first pack of the Rift, it can be a grind if you don't have awesome gear. Now, once you're rolling, once you have NGM up, you're just shredding everything because your Explosive Blast is on a super quick cooldown and you're just blowing up everything around you. So it's really good when you have the NGM stacks up, but when you don't have NGM, like when that drops off, the Wand of Woe Wizard is not very good. It's lacking damage and it can be a struggle to clear the content. But if you get it geared out properly and optimize your gear and have a good weapon and have NGM stacks, the ceiling is higher than the Multi-Shot Demon Hunter because it's got the Nemesis Bracers in the build. You can, keep up those NGM stacks. You've got the infinite teleports. It's a little bit hard to play because there's a lot of stuff you have to kind of spam and balance and keep your elements up. So definitely not as easy to play as a Multi-Shot Demon Hunter. But I do think, in general, when running smoothly, it's going to be just a little bit better because you can squeeze in that Sage set and get all those Death Breath. Now, the build kind of revolves around Wand of Woe weapon and a 6-piece Tal Rasha set, and you're usually going to want to wear Nemesis Bracers And then in the cube, you're going to put your Ingium, and then your Ring of Royal Grandeur, and then a gold wrap. But if you don't want that, you can interchange with something else that'll help you, Mage Fist or something for more damage. But yeah, that's kind of what the build revolves around, and it's going to be very efficient in clearing some content for you to get those keys and those death breaths. Let's move into number 2. Already at number 2, I'm going to have an Icon Condemn Crusader. I don't have footage for this because I haven't built one of these yet, but you know, this is a good friend of mine that has one built, and I've run with him a lot, and it just absolutely shreds Torment 13. And you can even wear the Sage set to get those extra death breaths. Now, it's not super easy to gear. You do need the Ingium, and he actually has a primal one, so that's pretty awesome there. But you need the Ingium and the shield that helps out the Condemn, you know, increase by 770, but it costs Wrath instead. And that's going to help you have that Condemn with no cooldown and just be able to constantly blow up everything around you. It revolves around the 6-piece Icon set. You wear 5 of them, cube the Ring of Royal Grandeur. He's got the Hexing Pants of Mr. Yan. And yeah, that's kind of what the build revolves around with the focus and restraint. So if you're looking for something new to try on farming Torment 13 to get all those death breaths, this is an amazing build. I've run with him a lot, and he outshines my Multishot Demon Hunter and my Wand of Woe Wizard. So I had to keep it on this list and put it very high at number 2. And at the number 1 spot, you could probably guess it. It is the Wave of Light Sunwoko Monk. I had to build myself one of these because I've ran with them before on, you know, my Demon Hunter or another class, and they're always screens ahead, just blowing up everything. And then they're even able to fit Sage set in while they're blowing everything up super easily and teleporting faster than any other class. It is just an absolute beast for farming regular rifts. So even if you main another class, I would almost recommend building one of these just to farm up those death breaths and those greater rift keystones. You won't regret it if you put in the time to build a proper Wave of Light monk. The build basically revolves around Ingium, Vengeful Wind, Pintos Pride. This belt is a good quality of life thing, but not mandatory. A 6-piece Sunwoko set, you're going to wear 5 of them and then cube the Ring of Grandeur. And you're also going to want to get an Incense of the Grand Temple, so it's going to increase your damage, and you can wear your Sage set as well with this because the ring is going to up it to a 3-stack on that. So yeah, it's not super hard to build. I mean, it is tough because to get a good Ingium and a good Vengeful Wind can be a little bit tough, and to get the Sunwoko Amulet can also be tough. But if you put the time in to build one of these, you are not going to regret it. You can swap on your Kayashiro's Blade for the Rift Guardian instead of your Ingium. That'll help you burst down that Rift Guardian because you won't need the Ingium for that. But that's just kind of a quality of life thing that'll make those rifts just a little bit faster. And just to end this video, I will say, you know, I didn't want to get into all the super specifics for these builds because then it would be like an hour-long video. But if the demand is there, I'll make some guides on each build specifically. I think I do have a video on the Wand of Woe Wizard that I'll have pop up on the screen here if I remember. But yeah, if you do have any questions about one of these builds, drop it down in the comments and I will do everything I can to help you out. So yeah, I hope this video helped you out, and good luck the rest of Season 13. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Peace.